On Thursday, February 5th, Nintendo held their Partner Direct. This is a direct that historically focuses on the third-party games coming to the platform, and that didn't change here. This one was notable for being just over 30 minutes, which is quite long for one of these events. There wasn't even too much filler either. There was a lot of games here to be excited about, especially if you only play on the Switch family of systems. I'm going to break down the direct and go through everything that was shown. If you want to support the channel, then please consider leaving a like and subscribe, or if you don't like it, then leave a thumbs down and let me know how I can be better for you. With the housekeeping out the way, let's dive straight into the games. Kicking off the direct was Orbitals. This is the awesome looking retro-inspired anime co-op title. The basis for the story is that a research station deep in space was struck by a cosmic storm. 15 years later, survivors face another one and must overcome the perils to avoid the disaster. Playing as intergalactic explorers Maki and Amura, we will work our way through this puzzle adventure in split-screen co-op. The trailer here showed some of the tools available to use on the journey and help with puzzle solving. They also gave a short glimpse of some mini games that can be engaged with off the beaten track. The main draw here are the visuals and the fact that it is a split-screen adventure, which makes it great to play with a partner or a young one. Orbitals is a Switch 2 exclusive game and will be released in summer 2026. A brand new Paranormasight game got announced, Paranormasight: The Mermaid's Curse. I am not familiar with these games, but I believe this one to be a sequel to the critically acclaimed 2023 title of the same name for the Switch and PC. The story follows a pearl diver who encounters another version of himself on the sea floor. From this, the mystery pursues, and you must complete threads of investigation by talking to people and searching areas in a visual novel style. I really enjoy my narrative games, so I think I will try this one when it releases in just a couple of short weeks on February 19th for the Nintendo Switch. Bandai Namco announced Captain Tsubasa 2 World Fighters, which is that mental anime football game. There are 22 national teams, over 110 playable characters, which seems oddly unspecific, and more than 150 unique animated special moves. This one didn't have a release date, but just a confirmation that it will be coming out in 2026. Another interesting new announcement followed this, Tokyo Scramble. This is a survival puzzle game set underground where you are being hunted by creatures called Xeno. These look like dark dinosaur-like monsters. This game reminded me of something like Alien Isolation, where you have to work out how to evade or sneak round the threat to avoid death. The novelty of this title is you can have up to 4 players control the game through game share, which sounds pretty chaotic. I'm not sure how this would work, but it seems to imply that someone might have control of the player, whilst another has control of the camera, or something like this. That doesn't even sound slightly appealing to me, but I guess you can just play it single player when it releases in less than a week's time on February 11th for the Switch 2. Valheim is coming to the Switch 2 in 2026, and the Switch 2 edition of Hollow Knight with enhanced visuals and frame rates is available right now. It is also a free upgrade if you already own the game. Konami announced EFootball Kickoff, which seems to be a successor of Pro Evolution Soccer, coming in the summer. And then was a game I was hoping would show up, The Adventures of Elliott: The Millennium Tales. This game is made with Square Enix's gorgeous HD 2D art style, but rather than a turn-based RPG, it is an action RPG. The narrative sees Elliott time travel through the different ages, giving distinct settings and visuals. I played the demo of this one after its announcement last year, and I really enjoyed it, so I will definitely be picking this one up when it releases on June 18th for the Switch 2. The Super Bomberman collection was announced and is available on digital later today, with a physical coming in August 2026. Then was something I was really hoping would show up, and that was Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. As someone who is currently playing through the first part of the remake and loving it, I am so happy that the second part is coming to both the Switch 2 and the Xbox this summer. We get to join Cloud and the squad as they continue their adventure outside the metal walls of Midgar. This one solidifies the theory in my mind that Square Enix are getting these games out on all platforms in time to release the third and final game everywhere on day one. This summer is starting to heat up as Final Fantasy VII Rebirth drops on June 3rd. Capcom appeared with Pragmata next, which is a title we already knew about, but the exciting thing here is they announced that the demo is available today on consoles when previously had only been available on PC. This is one I'm going to try this weekend without a doubt, as I really like the look of the hacking minigame and combat scenarios, and I want to see how it feels on the sticks. Pragmata releases on April 24th for the Switch 2 alongside the other main consoles and PC. Turok Origins, which debuted at the Game Awards a couple of years ago, was next, confirming a Switch 2 release. In this game you can either run solo or online in multiplayer. This one is a PvE title that focuses on a story but with lots of advanced weaponry that can be unlocked and upgraded. You can swap between first and third person on the fly to suit your preference. PvE multiplayer experiences are on the up in recent times, especially after last year's Elden Ring Night Rain, so it is nice to add the Switch 2 to its platform roster when Turok Origins releases in autumn 2026. Kyoto Xanadu is Falcom's follow-up to Tokyo Xanadu, and it looked pretty cool. It is set in a parallel world where Kyoto is the capital of Japan and monsters roam free. There is also a school here called Hirosaka Academy for gifted students. The game features gorgeous 2D traversal and then switches to 3D action combat for bosses. At the school you attend classes to level up, similar to something like Fire Emblem Three Houses. There was a really nice blend of the two planes in this trailer, and I was definitely impressed by what we saw. Kyoto Xanadu releases in summer 2026 for the Switch 1 and the Switch 2. A quick flurry of ports for both old and new games followed. We saw Digimon Story Time Stranger, which has a quality mode and performance mode, come to Switch 2 on July 10th, and also Switch 1 without those modes. Grand Blue Fantasy Relink Endless Ragnarok comes on July 9th for the Switch 2. Monster Hunter Stories 3 has a demo available today ahead of its release on March 13th. Arcade Archives and Console Archives is a new initiative adding retro games to digital storefronts, and they have some titles available later today as well. Then an even faster flurry of games with release dates, of which some we already knew about, but they were Scott Pilgrim EX on March 3rd, Another Eden Begins in summer 2026, Reanimal February 13th, WWE 2K26 March 13th, Star Trek Voyager Across the Unknown February 18th, Disney Dreamlight Valley March 25th, PGA Tour 2K25 Feb 6th, Cold Sept Begins July 16th, Goat Simulator 3 April 1st, Shadow Tactics Blades of the Shogun March 18th, Tales of Arise Beyond the Dawn Edition May 22nd. Capcom showed up again for a Resident Evil Requiem segment. They didn't divest any new details here, especially after their deep dive a couple of weeks ago. What I will say though is that the game is looking good on the Switch 2, so if this is your only platform to play this, then you'll still get a great experience. I do find it funny when Nintendo tried to hide all the blood by editing Leon's sections and pulling the shot before all impacts. What we did see here, which was new, was the announcements of amiibos for Grace and Leon coming in the summer. Resident Evil Requiem releases everywhere, including the Switch 2 on February 27th. To close out the Direct, we had a nice hello from Todd Howard of Bethesda. Bethesda, with Xbox, are bringing more titles over to the Switch 2, which they showcased here. On February 24th, we will get the Fallout 4 Anniversary Edition, which includes all the expansions. On May 12th, you get my 2024 Game of the Year runner-up, Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. Honestly, it's a fantastic game. You should play it if you haven't done so yet. And lastly, Oblivion Remastered is coming in 2026 with no firmer window than that. These are all great games, two of which came out in the last couple of years, and it's always great seeing games come into the hands of more players. That's it. That's everything we saw at today's Partner Direct. It is amazing to finally see a Nintendo system powerful enough to get this kind of third-party support, and it should be celebrated. This year is starting to fill out nicely, at least from a third-party perspective. As for first-party, it is looking a little light, but I fully expect a Nintendo Direct to hit sometime this month. Let me know in the comments below what you thought of this Direct and anything you expected to see and didn't. If you enjoy this content, please consider leaving a like and subscribe, or leave a thumbs down and I'll try to be better next time. Coming soon are reviews of Final Fantasy VII Remake Intergrade and Romeo is a Dead Man, and for everything else casual gamer, keep it here. Peace and love.